The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
This is the Eagles Sports Network. I'm Andrew Rogers with Carson-Newman Baseball's new pitching coach, Jason White, here on the Eagles Sports Network. Jason, congratulations and welcome to Mossy Creek. Talk about your journey. You've had pitching coach experience with summer ball, but now working with Carson-Newman University. How excited are you to get started?
Yeah, I'm really excited. You know, this is my first opportunity to be a part of a legit college staff. I had the opportunity to coach in the Appalachian League, and I think that was really big for me in terms of being able to transition from a player to a coach. So just being able to feel out the atmosphere a little bit, it's definitely a little bit different being on the coaching side of it, but it's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm excited to get after it with these guys.
You were part of the era that got to play 5 collegiate seasons without having to use a medical year. With that 4 years at Belmont Abbey, used the graduate year at Duke University at Belmont Abbey, an all-conference pitcher a couple of seasons, really 4 good years there, and then a fine year with Duke as well. What did you learn across 5 years that allowed you to have a lot of success?
Yeah, you learn a lot over 5 years of playing, and I think the big thing for me was that with the red shirt, I didn't have to sit out a year, so I played for 5 years. I didn't sit from the sidelines from 1 year. And then just being able to see both sides of college baseball. You know, you get to see the D2 level, which of course is where we're at now, and then you get to see the Power 5 level and see the difference of it and learn a lot more stuff from coaches at that level. So I think that's been a really good opportunity for me to see both sides of the college baseball spectrum and take everything in and see what I can bring to the table this year.
Yeah, that's interesting. You mentioned Division II, and that's where Belmont Abbey obviously played. So how does that experience, mainly being a Division II baseball player, help you transition to the coaching role?
Yeah, I think that's a lot more similar for the atmosphere that we're in right now. We talk about grit a lot with our guys here, and I think the D2 level is a lot more gritty than the Power 5 D1 level. And, you know, not to say that those guys don't have grit, but I think you definitely need it here in a program that, you know, you have 65 guys that are all fighting for a spot. And to have, you know, new eyes come in and give guys opportunities, I think it's going to be really big for us.
When you look at yourself as a pitching coach, how much will it replicate how you were on the mound as you get ready to teach instead of play?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very similar to how I felt like I competed as a player. You know, that's the thing that we're going to try and get across to our guys is we just want to compete. When we get out there with the guy that takes the ball, we want him to be a complete competitor, and we want a guy that's just going to attack the strike zone and make sure that we don't give them anything free. And I think if we have a room full of guys that do that, we're going to have a really successful year.
Talk about a room full of guys. You'll have plenty of them to work with this fall, or the fall and then into the spring. But you come in at an interesting time because we were talking about it before we started the interview. Griff Hughes, all-conference caliber pitcher, Hunter Harrington, Jake Wright, Noah Pridmore, all graduated, and those were all really key arms. So it's an interesting transition now from some of the younger players maybe having to step up into those roles. What do you see as you get ready to start working with this group, and who could stand out?
Yeah, you know, we have 32 guys on the pitching staff, and I think that, you know, coming in here at this time, it could be a blessing in disguise. You know, you get to have a guy that doesn't have any biases, and so, you know, the 32 guys that are going to be out there, they're all going to be competing at the same eye level for me. You know, we start practice individuals next week, and so we're really mainly looking for guys that can really step up and be leaders, that can lead this staff from the inside, because you mentioned it, we lost some guys that we talked about that were leaders. So if we can get some guys that will step up as leaders, I think Ryan Higgins could potentially be one. He pitched a lot of innings last year. Brock Culpepper has really been a guy that's stepped up in terms of the verbal leadership. I know he was injured at the end of the year, injured in the last game of the season. So when he can come back and be healthy, he's been a really good verbal leader for us in just the first weekend that I've seen. So if he can come back and be a leader on the field as well, I think he could be another good one.
Best of luck in your first year.
Thank you.
That's Carson-Newman Baseball's new pitching coach, Jason White. I'm Andrew Rogers, and this is the Eagles Sports Network.